There's a conversation happening right now, probably at a million dinner tables and in countless online forums. And it's not just about money. It's this fundamental clash between two completely different generations about what it even means to invest, what risk looks like, and how you're supposed to build wealth in the world today.
And honestly, it all boils down to this one quote. It's just perfect. On one hand, you have someone who's thrilled with what they see as a fantastic return, and on the other, you have someone who just scoffs at it. This single sentence shows you just how massive the gap is between the old-school world of stocks and the wild, new frontier of crypto. So let's break down what's really going on here. All right, first, let's get into the mindset of the old guard. This is the world of the seasoned investor, right? The person who's played the long game, who trusts the system because, for them, it's always worked.
So this person's playbook is all about patience and discipline. We're talking 20 years in the game. It's not about timing the market, it's about consistently putting away 20% of every single paycheck. And where does it go? Into the big, safe names you know, like Amazon and Apple. The goal here isn't to get rich next month. The goal is to be rich by 90. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
So when you're playing that long game, a 6% gain in one day, that's huge. I mean, a good year for an index fund might be 8–10% total. So to get more than half of your expected yearly return in just 24 hours? Yeah, that's a really, really good day. That's the benchmark.
And this is the bottom line for the traditionalist. It's black and white. Stocks are real. They're tied to actual companies with real products, real employees, real profits. It's the proven path. Everything else, especially this crypto stuff, it's just noise, a hoax. It's nonsense, built on nothing.
Okay, so now let's completely flip the script and jump over to the other side of this divide. This is the world of the new wave, the crypto frontier. These are the investors who aren't just looking at the world as it is, they're betting everything on what they believe it's going to become.
And listen to the certainty in that. This isn't just a casual investment idea, it's a deeply held belief. There's no hesitation there. It's this absolute conviction that the old way of doing things is on its way out and the future of all finance is being written right now in code.
And here it is, the question that changes everything. This is the fundamental break from the old guard. It's a direct challenge to that 40-year retirement plan. The argument is simple. If this new technology has the power to create wealth at an exponential rate, why on earth would you settle for the slow, steady, decades-long path?
And this is why they ask that question. This is the pull. Can you imagine checking your portfolio and seeing a 200% gain on one of your investments? That's not just a good return. That's potentially life-changing money. This is the kind of explosive growth that makes all the insane risk feel, well, maybe worth it. But
what goes up can come down hard. That same investor who was up 200% woke up the next day to find it was all gone, wiped out. A classic pump and dump, where the hype disappears and the value just evaporates. This is the other side of the coin, the extreme, gut-wrenching volatility you have to be ready for.
So you've got both sides on the table now, and you can just feel the collision coming. This isn't just about picking different investments. It's a total clash of philosophies. They're working with completely different definitions of what words like return, risk, and even value mean.
I mean, just look at this comparison. It's pretty wild. The stock investor was proud of an 8% return he built up over 2 decades. The crypto investor? They'd see an 8% return as a decent week. Not even an amazing week, just a solid week. It's like they're operating in completely different dimensions of time.
And this gets us to the core of the disagreement. From the traditional point of view, crypto isn't just a risky asset. It's not even a real asset. It's made of thin air. A stock, represents a tiny piece of a company. It has buildings, products, revenue. But crypto? To the skeptic, there's nothing there. It's just an idea backed by, well, more ideas. So if it's based on thin air, that leads to the biggest, most explosive accusation of all. The question that really gets the argument going. Is this actually investing in the future, or is it just a new, high-tech way to gamble? And there you have it. That's the final judgment from the old guard. The crazy price swings, the hype, the lack of real-world backing. To them, it's no different than putting all your money on red at the roulette table. It's not investing. It's a bet, pure and simple. But then, just when you think the argument is settled, there's a twist. The crypto investors point out something really interesting. The same guy calling them gamblers apparently threw his life savings into GameStop. The original meme stock, which was one of the most volatile, unpredictable assets in recent history. It behaved a lot more like a crypto coin than a safe stock.
And right there, the whole dynamic of the conversation changes. The debate just stops. The crypto investors seem to realize they're not going to convince him, so they stop trying. Instead, they turn to each other because they realize they're speaking a language that the older investor just doesn't understand. And what you see emerge is this tribe. They've got their own language. They're talking about specific coins like Litecoin and VeChain. They're using the slang, chanting VeChain to the moon. The conversation isn't about convincing an outsider anymore. It's about reinforcing the bonds of the group. The invitation to join the gang says it all. It's about belonging.
So in the end, nobody's mind gets changed. Not one bit. What the whole thing reveals is a gap so deep it's not really about finance anymore. It's about two different cultures, two different languages, and two different visions of the future. And they just can't bridge it. They part ways, each one just as convinced as when they started.
And that really leaves you with a question to think about for yourself. Are you on the side of old wisdom, the slow, steady, proven path that takes decades to walk? Or are you drawn to the new frontier, the high-risk, high-reward world where fortunes can be made or lost overnight? In this clash of worlds, which one do you belong to?